Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
So let's pretend that I'm first-time buyer, and I talked with my broker, and she told me that before I start going and looking for a new house, I should contact a mortgage broker. Why do you think I should do it?
Sure, absolutely. So getting pre-approved, finding out what your ability is, your home buying power is one of the most important parts of the process. The last thing you want to do is go out there, start shopping for a home, find something you fall in love with, only to find out you can't afford it.
Or find out that actually I can afford more than I thought that I can.
Absolutely. So some people don't realize that, hey, you know, they think that their buying power is X, or it might be X plus a little bit. It's my job to determine what you can do, what you can't.
There are pre-qualification letters or pre-approval letters. What's the difference between?
Sure, I'll explain to you what the difference is and why you might be able to actually skip one of those steps. So a pre-qualification letter is basically you and I having a conversation, you telling me what your income is, you telling me what your credit scores are, and you telling me
so
how much.
I don't have to prove this. I'm just telling you I'm
me
making
what it
this
is.
and that.
Yes.
Okay.
So and tell me what your assets are, what money you have to work with. And in this day and age, a lot of people use Credit Karma or Credit Sesame to determine, hey, this is what my credit's like. There is actually a formula that we use, so it's a little bit better for you to get a pre-approval. Pre-approval will, in that situation, we will gather your pay stubs.
Exactly. So what do I have to provide you in order to get the pre-approval letter?
Sure. So we would ask for your last 31 days of pay stubs. We would ask you.
Should I meet with you, or can I email you everything what I have?
It's always a good idea for us to meet, and the reason being is because we're not talking about you applying for a credit card online, or buying some clothing from a store. We're talking about shoes. We're talking about something you're buying for $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Let's say $500,000. You want to make sure that you have a lot of questions lined up, and that I'm ready to answer those questions for you. So in the pre-approval process, really what's important is you gathering some documents, your pay stubs, your last 2 years of W-2s and tax returns, and your last couple of months of bank statements for us to take a look at and say, okay, hey, this is what you got and this is what you can do. And a licensed underwriter makes those decisions, not just you telling me some information and me feeding it into a computer.
Okay, so let's say that it's Friday evening and I want to go shopping for some houses on Sunday. How long time do you need to pre-qualify me?
So in the new process, what's nice is that you're going to get me your pay stubs, you're going to get me your W-2s and your tax returns and your bank statements, and we have a computer system that provides us with the opportunity to just basically scan everything in, and it gives us a determination on what information you've given us that you can start shopping right away. It'll let us know how much you can get, and we'll spit out a pre-approval letter, almost instantly.
Okay, so I get my pre-approval letter and there's an expiration date. What is it, like 6 months, 3 months?
So usually it's 3 months, 90 days, and the reason being is because some of your documents get old and stale after a certain period of time. Your pay stubs are good for 90 days, your bank statements are good for 90 days, and then after that, the bank wants to see your updated documents. What's nice is it's a free process. If you can get us your updated bank statements and pay stubs, we'll give you another pre-approval for another 90 days.
Okay, what my clients ask me quite often is when you pre-approve them, you have to check their credit score.
Sure.
If you do it again, can they lose some points?
So that's a good question. Everybody's always worried about in today's day and age about credit scores. And what I'll tell you is what's nice about the home buying process, when you're pulling for your mortgage inquiry, it doesn't actually affect your score. Let's just say there are 3 different types of credit inquiries. We'll call them credit cards, car loans, and mortgages. The major bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, they all say, hey, Anya's shopping for a home. We're not going to change her score. She's looking to better her financial future. So let's leave the score the way it is, which is important, unlike a credit card, which may drop your score.
Okay. And what if the rates change meanwhile when I'm looking for the house?
Sure. So rates haven't really been changing all that much, but they do fluctuate a little bit. So what I'll tell you is when you get pre-approved, there is no lock into the rate. In other words, you're getting an idea of what that day's rate is, but you're not able to lock into a rate until you actually find a home and go into contract in something. So what I'll tell you is as you're shopping, if rates go down, hey, great for you, that's wonderful. If rates go up, it's unfortunate, but you're going to go with whatever that rate is at the time of you going into contract on a home.
Okay, and then another thing, where I'm working, there is a bank on every single corner. Which bank should I choose?
It's always a good question. The general answer should be go with somebody you trust, not just a bank. Speak to somebody.
What's the difference? They are mortgage brokers, and they are people directly in the bank.
Sure. So you have your Chases of the world, and then you have your mortgage brokers that will deal with many different banks. So what happens is I always recommend, hey, go to your bank, deal with somebody that you feel you can trust. The reason being is number one, a mortgage broker is a middleman, and they're going to charge you a middle fee. They're going to be a little bit more expensive than the next because, hey, they got to make their money, and they're selling that loan off to a major bank like a Wells Fargo or a Chase. I always recommend, hey, if you're working with a realtor, go with whom your realtor trusts because he or she has been dealing with the same person.
Did this few times before.
Yes, I've done it, absolutely, and they've worked with a mortgage person that they know and trust, and if you trust your realtor, you should trust your realtor to make a recommendation on your mortgage person.
Okay, is there anything else that you would advise first-time buyers?
Sure, absolutely. When you're thinking about buying a home, be ready. Understand that if you're thinking about it now, you have to be ready now.
Thank you.
So
I would say the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So you know what? Make sure that you have your ducks in a row, so to speak, because houses nowadays in our market are going as quickly as they go up for sale as quickly they're going into contract.
Okay, so it's not only us brokers that people think that we are pushing them to put an offer and move forward as soon as possible.
I can't tell you maybe 2 or 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, the average time that a house remained on the market was maybe a month, 2 months. Yeah. Now it's...
We are talking about New York City. Probably somewhere else, you never know. I mean,
yes, but now, literally a day or two. There are houses that
May I drop you right there on the corner?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay?
That's great. So, be ready to shop. Be ready to buy. If you're serious about buying a home and you feel you have the ability to do so, just be ready to go right away.
Sounds good. Okay, John, thank you so much. I will drop you right here, and I will see you next week.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thank you.